listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Oh.
It's Niall.
Howdy.
And it's me, Brian. And in this episode, we are covering anime that aired the week of September the 9th to September the 15th, 2023, with the exception of the Roboco, episode 23, Pictures and Bondo. Which it's they've been on a field trip. Everybody's had great photos taken of them. Gashi Gorilla looks like Brad Pitt.
Gashi Gorilla is a man's man, as we know, and is it Morihito? He looks like your man off of
Otsuo. It looks like Ray from Promised Neverland.
Yeah,
dark-haired genius. Yeah.
Almost like the artist was riffing on that in the first place. Yeah.
So how do I take good picture, Roboco? Please tell me, how do you do it? Well, it's all about the angles, you know. So check it out. Aren't I cute? No, you get an entire different drawing altogether. What's up with that?
It's like we got a guest artist in, and this time we got a colorized version. But yeah, it's about trying to find Bondo's true self through pictures, because he's always like, you know, that he's always like squinting or has his eyes closed, or
he's a nerd, you know. He knows how it goes. It's okay. We're going to this now. We're going to this go outside, and we're going to get perfect background for it, because it's going to be a whole production. Okay, places, people. We gotta get this right.
Roboco becomes a dictator, as she often does, but this time about directing. But yeah, it's about capturing him in his moments of like where he's not trying to think about taking a good photo and just him being happy in the moment. And it's like, that's a good picture. And then Roboco sneakily taking a picture of all of them together so that they have a good picture of all of them together while they're looking at the pictures going like, wow, look at these pictures.
Yeah.
It's a nice one. I unfortunately knocked most of it out of my head by watching the prior week's episode again because I was like, that was a good one.
That'll do it, yeah. I said that we get like, you know, fun, because it's like Carrot's version of Bondo. It's like, oh, very angular and alluring.
He's a Yu-Gi-Oh character by the end of the day. Then we got Dark Gathering, episode 10, Across Japan, in which the show heads into a territory I always like, which is we must gather the strongest X from around the country. In this case, the strongest ghosts of Japan must be conquered and united in order to defeat a god.
I thought it was just the fact that they were going on a road trip was you were excited about.
Yeah, well, that too, but we gotta get the crew together, you know, we gotta get together.
Yeah, we gotta get the gang. Yeah.
These are all like named ghosts, so they got like, you know, imposing silhouettes. She's got a few of them already in the wraps, but they're all over the country. They gotta be kept in, like, you know, a very...
You can't keep them all in one place.
Spiritually kind of secure location, because, you know, the regular ghosts around here, you know, that most they can do is like, you know, get as far as your bedroom door. But these guys, they even with protection on, they extend for like meters or miles. So I gotta put them somewhere dead safe and deserted.
But we're kind of not wrapping up. We're getting to the end of the last week's things where they're all like, "Oh God, we challenged a god. We're in a lot of trouble," and kind of panicking about that.
Yeah, she points out she has killed a god before, but this time they need to capture this god because we're going to use
which is harder. Is that the god, the god of stillbirths or something? Is that the one she's talking about, or is this a prior thing? I wonder.
I think it's the one we saw kill in the shrine.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. But yeah, capturing it alive is more difficult, as you know from Pokemon. Easy to make it faint, much more difficult to get it in that ball. Yeah.
Yes.
And they have trouble because, like, one of the ones she was keeping at the house had graduated, and it's not properly sealed now, so they have to. It starts causing some trouble until she puts it correct. But you you have to head out in the car, go across country, avoid schoolwork, and collect these ghosts.
And it's kind of like it mixes it up with the nice moment of, it's like, hey man, I said you were just there for bait, but it's cool that you got my back because you stood up to that god with me and shit. So I know I'm not in this alone. And it's like, oh, thanks little girl. I really appreciate your trust in me, your teacher, and you're teaching me, and I'm learning from you. And it's like, come on, I'll take you to my secret fucking underground place where I'm hiding fucking god killers. All right, let's go. And I like the kind of contrast between the two, because it's like, oh, what a nice, sweet moment as they're bicycling to the sunset. And it's like, but then it's nighttime and everything's fucked. In immediate contrast to that.
It's like, whatever happens next, man, ride or die. We're in this together. You got my back, I got yours.
And so this is carrying on into next season. This is a 25 episode.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Season. Helck isn't also that's carrying on to.
Okay. Well, Helck is finished, so
they
can
so
keep it going as well. They get a better gauge of it. Yeah. I
Mm.
suppose it's kind of like entered into was going to be a kind of multi-stage like arc right here, so we wanted to not just leave you off in the middle of it. That would be a real pain.
Yes, we'll get to the show later on. Who's caught up to the manga within weeks of where the manga left off. So but yeah, Dark Gathering is not in that position. So this is set up for like a multi-part arc now, I suppose.
Yeah, like if this was like an earlier bit, you'd swear this was like setting up the premise for the fucking show. Yeah.
It's just we gotta do all these things to get like this to get onto this guy, and then this guy is still only in service of trying to keep him like in the pocket for when they take on the biggest guy. It's just like, okay, it's just still like a fucking ladder they gotta climb here.
Yeah.
Then we got Helck episode 10, In Pursuit of a Map. They're on the continent, and now they need to figure out how to get from point A to point B, Dragon Empire. And then to do that, we need a map. How are we going to get a map? Cookery contest.
Yeah, I mean, the exchange rate around here is crazy. We haven't got the right notes, we haven't got the right currency.
Yeah, but it was also like you walked up, there's like, hello, map seller. Do you sell a map of the Dragon Kingdom? And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got one of these. He's like, cool, can I have a look to see if it's the map I need? And he's like, absolutely not. You need this map. Oh, I get to set my own fucking price. And she's like, with those prices, it'll take us ages to earn the money. But then, town crier's like, cooking contest. There's a cooking contest. It's like 1,000 gold or whatever the currency is entry, which is fine because we know Helck is good at cooking, so it's not a gamble. It's a pretty sure thing. But then it's a different fantasy cooking anime for a little bit. Yeah.
If he's unsure, from Pee-wee, go around and give me the finest dishes in all these markets. If when you're okay, I'm on it, and he off it goes and wanders into thing. Also in the background, there's like a busker singing like a melancholy song of like a dead hero or a ruined kingdom, and now he's saying a prayer and lighting a candle and singing a song in memory. It's like, oh, how mysterious and alluring.
But it's mostly presented as everyone in the town square is like, wow, she's really good. Clap, clap, clap. Toss her a few coins. That kind of thing.
What an ominous but very nice song.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of what is the main character for the cooking anime that we accidentally work our way into.
It's like a play on the Nostalgico anime.
Yeah. So we got one guy who's the up-and-coming upstart. He's never won these cooking Iron Chef contests. Like, he's never lost one of them. And this guy, he's like, he always makes spicy food. This guy, he always makes a pizza. That kind of
he does make a pizza here, even though it's supposed to be a hot pot contest.
He's like, I'm breaking every rule.
It's so pretty good, though. 90 points.
And even the youth guy who's like got the fuck rabbit teeth kind of thing, and he's just like, oh, this is just firing me up. I'm just raring to go. I'm the youngest shonen protagonist of what I assume is my show that I'm in right now. The judge kind of going like, you chowder heads, you fuck this part up, or just runs through everything that they did wrong. But when he gets to Helck, he's like, I mean,
that's just really good. Just fucking like this, I suppose, localization there, or whatever you want to call it. No, that also isn't the right word, but like, what would be a suitable phrase here that has the same effect and only also adds to the fucking the comedy of it.
Yeah.
I guess, well, it's a pig guy. He's speaking with an accent in Japanese. Is that like, then like, meant to be like the like analog to an Italian accent that was one said, "Hey, I'm making the pizza for you."
Yeah, they were having fun with the subtitles. Maybe the dub of this is fucking amazing. I'd like
I'm
to
willing
hear
to
it.
believe it now. They do like pretty funny things, like in the recent batch of like Baki episodes. We have to renew the non-negotiation pact between like the U.S. government and Yujiro Hanma.
Yeah. They got to do that every couple of years.
Now on to Obama, so then you got a guy doing his best Obama impression.
Yeah, his best Obama impression of doing his campaign catchphrases as a thing that he says in his regular life.
Yes.
But yeah.
This is all very dramatic going on, but Hulk is just calmly there in the corner, just like doing nothing. But no, he's not doing nothing. He's chopping vegetables in a flash of blades. You can't even see what he's doing, and the vegetables are just going by themselves into the pot. And they're also overjoyed to be a part of this. It's going to be an amazing flavor.
Mm-hmm.
At the start, we get the barbarians just wander off and thank them for killing their leader after they've killed them.
Yeah, the solution is it's like, oh, we had to do what the evil king said as well, because he would kick our ass. So thanks for that. We're just gonna go off and live in the wilds like we do.
Yeah, the king essentially self-destructs from the power almost.
Yeah.
Like he overloads on it. Mm-hmm.
That was a little odd. They're nowhere near the miasma. That can't possibly be the cause. Even though, from us, the viewer, we're going, the miasma's the cause. You made it clear.
The miasma's the cause, but why is it this far away? Why are the conditions for it different? Like, it's only affecting this one guy. Why has he exploded from it? Because these monsters don't tend to explode from it. There's a few things left in the air.
I kind of wonder, like, this is all like that kind of a lot of straightforward fantasy. You can have things, isn't it? But there's like, no, maybe this is kind of straightforward. Then you start noticing as well the holes in it. It's just like, wait, these things, this doesn't add up now. What the hell's going on?
Mm-hmm. And also I did like the spell is broken on the kingdom, where it's just like, they're not orc people, they're little pig people. And I was like, oh, so the tusks and the snouts, that was normal. That was part of their normal heads.
They're just like disheveled and filthy, the normals look like that.
They got all kind of long and ganglion orc-like, so yeah. But when you're a cute little pig man, that's terrible.
They're not hideous pig men.
They're cute. Yeah.
Little piggy wiggies.
And they made the princess as beautiful as you could make a pig, which means she's more pig-like than boar-like. Yeah, best you can do.
Yep. And they get the treasure, and they're told, yes, that's the shortest route, but don't go the shortest route. That's the most dangerous route. So
yeah, because this town and this town and this town, they all got destroyed by mysterious circumstances, so you don't want to go there.
So I assume next week they're going to go there.
Yes, after they've been told again, but a map sort of, what do you do? Just take the long way around. Don't go through there. It's like, we're never going to go through there. This is too many red flags for us to ignore now.
Because even the map is like just on the northwest corner is the kingdom that they're looking for. So it's like, okay, so we vaguely have to go that direction. He's like, yeah, take the long way around. Though honestly, I wouldn't go that way. So it's not even a map of the kingdom. It's just like vaguely the direction they need to get to the very edge of their fucking kingdom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got Undead Girl Murder Farce. Wade always misses it out when he writes the episode titles. The girl part.
Well, that's the way they have it up on
I just copy pasted. Sorry, my bad.
11. Where the Wolves Dwell. In which we follow Shizuku down the waterfall where she's being rescued by werewolves.
Shizuku, I think you might be gay.
No, she's 100% gay.
This keeps happening to you.
She's gay in very specifically one direction. I don't know about sleeping naked with all these wolf people. That's I'm not going to say no. I am going to say thank you, because they were trying to warm her up after being frozen in the river for a bit.
And they wouldn't normally do desire, like usually only have a fucking pretty exclusion policy going on here. So we're actually going to get in a lot of trouble if anybody finds her in here with us.
But they're the younger ones, so they're kind of curious. It's like, we're going to ask you a couple of questions, then we're going to get you right the fuck out of town. Don't think about leaving, because everyone will smell you, because we'll smell a human. Yeah.
And the intriguing thing here is that Well, we've also got some kind of serial murderer like who comes around like every couple of months killing all young women.
During the reign as well. Like it just lines up perfectly well. So they're dealing with the same problem from the opposite end. And they were curious about it. It's like, are you fucking part of this murder thing? And one's like, no. She has a rifle. All our girls were killed with shotguns. So it's like the monster to them is the monster to the monsters is humans with guns. Shocking no one, I guess. Yeah.
But it's quite possibly, based on the evidence, a werewolf with a gun.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because yes, this is a great bit of narrative, having the mirror murder mystery happening in the werewolf village, and then Shizuki's like
murder mystery, and Shizuki has to use. She's not a detective. She has never had any aspirations. I'm just support for the detective fucking shit. But now it's like I have to use what I've seen other people detecting stuff to try and solve this mystery, that kind of thing. So she's not
the right questions, you know.
And she was there for a lot of the other questioning as well, so she knows the other fucking side of this as well. So yeah, it's a really nice mirror.
Yeah, and also both villages have highly suspicious elders in charge of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because it put it through like the fun, like the whole like we're gonna put you like on this bonfire and we'll like try you, and that's how like the first werewolf lady, you know, she had to undergo that before she could even like leave, and even then probably failed us and had to escape.
They put you on a big wood pile of Jenga or Kerplunk or whatever the fuck, and pull out a bit every time you lie. So if you fall down, that means that you're a criminal. That's how we decide laws in this fucking place.
Yeah, but you very quickly get the impression that the elder werewolf like is entirely at her discretion who's lying and who's not.
Yeah. Because like obviously they're pulling out planks to things that we know objectively are the truth and aren't even like obfuscated or anything like that. But also the thing of several times she's like, she's a human, she's come here to kill us, get him, and everyone's like, no, elder, it couldn't possibly have been her because we were there with her, remember? They have to kind of talk her down from us, like, that doesn't make any sense though.
Yeah. So there's was the body being moved? There's like 2 shotguns.
There's one. They heard one shot ring out while she was being tried, and obviously one of the girls who saved her is dead. And she was about to become their, I guess, adult ascension kind of thing. So she gets the little fucking necklace and that kind of thing, which is another. So you're getting girls who are before they are women is the other thing. Seems to be the commonality anyway. But yeah, so she's been shot, but also there's a shot in a tree. So there were 2 shots, or she was shot elsewhere, and then someone shot into a tree to make them go like the body's here, but there's no like blood from her. The other thing was, I think her clothes are dry, but she's wet, which means she was swimming and then put her clothes back on, that kind of thing. Yeah. So there's a bunch of inconsistencies basically.
Yes. So, but they've had enough, and because she's like, oh, if my master Aya was here, she could solve this. They're like, no more intruders. We kill intruders. And then, meanwhile, at the top of the waterfall, they've used the gem to see where the Forest of Fangs is, following the instructions, and then they get attacked by Frankenstein. And it looks like Sukuru has dropped Aya in the very last moment while he's fending off a stitched together man.
Yeah. Well, again, out of all of them, she'll be fine.
Yes.
We're just gonna find her again. They always just kind of panic, like Shizuku didn't need to go over that waterfall to catch the cage. She would have been fine.
Yeah, but it would have been ages finding her. Basically, is the problem.
God, who wants to do that?
She can't run under her own steam. She is just a severed head. I like the visual of the Forest of Fangs thing, where it's like it's in the morning light, like the clouds refracting through the mist. It's like, it looks like teeth.
It's kind of like a kind of like fatter Morgana type of effect, yeah.
And all of them are like, wow, that's really cool. And as they're climbing down the cliff, Frankenstein, what are you going to do? Fight him, I suppose. Yeah.
That's where you get your little bit of action for the episode. It's with the Royce agents particularly.
Yeah, most of it is a non-detective trying to do detective work, that kind of thing. Because, the werewolves are suspicious that her gun is made of silver, and it's like, no, that's for vampires. It's a completely different thing. I wasn't coming after you guys. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I thought, like you said with the last one, it was like, oh man, I was hoping this thing was resolved, but then this kind of mirroring thing, I was like, oh, that's made it more interesting again. It's a pity we didn't get some of that last episode to kind of renew interest, yeah.
If I just like it's a little bit of a longer arc, and it'll probably do enough to actually no, there's a few more left. There was 11,
there's a couple,
12.
yeah.
11, yeah, but the probably like I get this all sewn up in the next one, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then some probably would spill out of that because the bank would have turned up. It's not going to be a tidy resolution to this, is there?
Yes, this was 11, and there are 12 episodes. So the next episode is the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like I'm not sure what the correlation is between the young women being murdered in either village, and again the kind of thing I'm thinking of is like, are they just switching the bodies like that kind of way? I mean, like not in this last case, because again this was another murder done of a young woman, not at Rain, not under the same conditions that the other serial killings had happened. Yeah, strange.
Then you can tell me all about 3 Jujutsu Kaisen episodes. It's like that. Evening Festival, Shibuya Incident.
Yeah. Well, like it's a good little thing at the start. This is just like because kind of which I haven't seen the gang of the 3 kids in ages, but saying, oh yeah, Fushiguro and Nobara and fucking and Itadori. Like what I like again, the fun saying, here's a nice introduction to them with like an old school friend of Itadori's in town. So I saying had a crush to them, a time I ask him out, and then it's just like confiding in just to Nobara. It's just like, oh yeah, I thought you out.
She saw her talking to him, and he's like, "You're not going out." And she's like, "Absolutely not. Not unless the hell freezes over." But I'm glad you came to me with this because I'm gonna sort this out. I know just the guy to text the other guy, and he shows up, and he's like, "What the fuck are you guys texting me for?" It's like, "Oh, fucking, let me explain to you." And he's like, "Oh, it's like that, is it? It's like that, So they're trying to concoct a plan. Is like, how are we gonna fucking do this? You want to just text him, come to this restaurant, and he's like, why? Text back, and he's like, do it now, and he's like, okay. And it's like, it's that fucking simple. That's all you have to fucking do.
There he is now. Everyone saying, "Oh, we recognize me. I hope he does. Well, it's been so long and all that." And back,
his 2 friends are having the panic attack. It's like, oh, this would be the worst thing if he turns to her and goes like, "Who are you?" And it's like, it's the girl who had a crush on you, but she was shorter and had a bit more weight on. And she's really like she's shot up like a spring bean, and it's just like,
oh, Tanaka-san, hi, how's it going? It's like, oh, shoot.
He immediately recognizes her. It's fine. Everything's fine. She doesn't manage to get any kind of courage to ask him out or exchange numbers or anything, but she exchanged numbers with your one because that's more socially acceptable. It's like, no, we have her contact details, so we're cool. We got that.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can work it out.
Yeah, but it's a good little thing to kind of have. Oh yeah, I remember what the kind of dynamics are here again.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a few like city films, like the one behind you there, where it's just like.
Human Earthworm 4, and he's trying to invite his friend to it. It's like, you want to go see the movies with me? And he's like, it's Human Earthworm 4. It's like, I haven't seen 1 through 3. It's like, no, this is like, it's like a reboot. It's gonna like, it's reintroducing the Doctor from the first one, and it's just like, that sounds like an awful film. And he's like, no, it's about love.
It is a very, very moving story. Who could love a man with an earthworm for a head? Well,
it's basically him explaining the plot while the trailer of it plays in the anime, and it's very funny.
Yeah. Anyways, they got a job to do because you gotta like get back to the issue of this mole because somebody left the back door open for those guys who come in and mess up the school last time, and what's the face of kind of the principal of the Kyoto school? You invited us 3 here because you know that one of your kids is the mole. It's like, yeah, it's right. And one you know who's been kind of like on the sidelines and not really doing much the last little while. It's fucking Mekamaru. He's just like, hey Mekamaru, do you want to go get some lunch? Oh, I don't know, maybe you're just recharging. Maybe you're asleep. It's
you're like, talking to his wooden stand-in. You're not talking to him. He's just like sat there not doing anything because it's a remote controlled guy. And yeah, a lot of the thing of is like why it's probably him. It's just like he has the most opportunity to do this because A, he's literally never in the room that we're in. B, he could have met another robot that was moving around, and they go like, "Wouldn't you notice that?" It's like, what if he met a mosquito-shaped wooden robot? And they're just like, "Oh yeah, I guess he could easily pass information on." He's the one with the most opportunity to, even though they don't know any motive that he has for it. Yeah.
It was just definitely him because he was like getting on Mahi up and saying, "Okay, text, okay, we're going to fulfill our end of the bargain. Yeah, you should." That's pretty okay, good. And you see real Mega Mario is just like a dude like in a bath with tubes in him. He's completely busted up because as well because of the range and like the level of fucking accuracy and ability he has with his curse technique. He's on one of those like defined pacts where like big risks with like for big rewards. So presumably he's given up fucking his actual living mobility.
A bunch of his limbs, one of his arms, that kind of thing. And it's just like, all right, so we can't kill you up until the point where we repair you, and then absolutely we can kill you. That's the rules that we got. And he's like, all right, let me just give it a
fair enough.
Switch out now that you've grown my arm back. Cool. I got an Eve out under this lake. Ha ha!
I got a big one of these. Thought you should walked in the room. And they set to work then off when they get a cool, like, as you say, very Evangelion-esque fight with this guy.
It's got the tube attached and everything.
It's got this big lanky style, and it's like fun shooting lasers and crap. And
the current Jujutsu Kaisen where I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue what the fuck is going on half the time. In this one, he's like, I have compressed 16 years worth of power into this fucking Eva that I've been storing under the lake. And if I want to use this laser, that's 1 fucking year. And it has a clock on the thing, so I can go like, okay, when he announces an attack, an amount of time goes down on his little timer. It's just like, okay, that's cool. So there is a limit to how many things. He has 4 magic bullets that he can shoot at them. It's like, once I shoot all of these, I have no magic bullets left. I was like, great. I understand the limitations placed on you. It's nice. I like it.
Reverse curse technique, reversing the curse technique for the reverse curse technique that's been burnt out, and you get another stock of it again. Because I don't know, we got too deep into video games, I suppose.
Yeah.
But he's put it up to good fight, but he can't win out in the end. But he's doing it because the one girl who did made effort to talk to him, that blue long-haired girl, he was talking to, like, wouldn't stand up and saying, "It's nice when you get back if you could have lunch with me, but I think that'd be really cool." And say, "That's right, I'm doing this for you, baby." And if we can't jump from Evangelion into Gurren Lagann, then we get this kind of very like, "I'm gonna fucking take you down with you, don't you know who the hell I am?" kind of like, it gets a bit more super robot towards the end of it. And I saw as well, like, there was like kind of side by side, and it's like very similar kind of like framing to like a climactic bit when they're getting flying through, they're getting busted up by stuff as they're coming in, and it gets all the scratchy, sketchy thing as they're right in the face of the blast.
There's some really nice effects in this one, and this is only the second half of it. But like you say, it doesn't really work out for him because it's not only I need to take out this one fucking guy first, but then I need to take out the other guy with the stitches on his head, just going like, "Hello, don't mind me. I'm not going to interfere in this fight." That kind of thing. It's just like, but I need to fight that guy after. So that's the fucking thing he's thinking about in the back of his head, distracting him a bit, I think.
Yeah, it's not even about winning. It's just about getting the word out about when these guys have got an operation planned for Shibuya at Halloween. When everybody's in there, it's like, I get the word out for one thing. But no, obviously doesn't get it out for. And put then to Halloween night when the party everyone's out in the streets in bizarre costumes and drinking it up, and then darkness falls over the entire area.
Yeah, the initial thing of the obviously the veil falling, and then you see the kind of crowd and everyone's just chatting, and then like people are just flying up into the air like a fucking rhino's running through the crowd, and just like, oh, this is gonna go bad. And initially it doesn't really go that bad because it's just kind of like all the humans are trapped within the barrier. There's like an invisible wall they can't pass through, and they're like, we're all just stuck in Shibuya. Do you want to just, I mean, like, we could get a few cans or something, just like hang out. I mean, I wasn't planning on spending the whole night here, but I mean, they're just sort of bored. It's like their train has been cancelled at some point, so they don't really know what the fuck to do. But the sorcerers are kind of like, shit, this is
fucked.
This is bad. This is clearly like no one's been hurt yet. And they do explain the thing again of because of the way veils work, I loved your man explaining, it's like, did you know that telecommunications do not pass through the veil as well? And he's like, yeah, I did know that. Thanks. It's like, yeah, so no one can text out of inside it. But yeah.
Yeah.
With the various squads and what their various missions are.
Seeing I did the clock, and we're seeing like all of the fun to approaching it from different angles and so forth like that. Like all the different teams then like breaking up together like that. So we cut into Itadori. Then he's like being charged with Mei and the little dude. We gotta say,
yeah. Who's mostly like simping for her and also carrying a very big weapon that's wrapped up.
Yeah. So her job is now to trying to get down like into this because there's some kind of concentration of fucking curse energy down here, like and this is a bit where like sorcerers can get in, but then they can't get out. So
because it's like a veil within a veil, so they have to catch the guy who's protecting the veil on the inside to get to the veil on the outside. Except yeah.
It's either trying to lure somebody in, and it's Gojo who's already been doing fun walking in the air and freaking out all the civilians. It's really fun saying, okay, I see what you're doing down there. It's just funny. It's like, well, I'll go down there. I'll sort you out now. So Itadori's job is to go and find the one that's taking out the barrier, and then also in between you have like transfigured humans, people who've been morphed into horrible like monstrosities. That means that Mahito, Stitch Face is down there, and that's kind of what it sets him on edge. It's just like,
oh, I want that fucker. Yeah,
I'm gonna get that way. But he doesn't. He gets a grasshopper man instead.
Who's like chomping on one of the humans, and he's just kind of like, fucking, I'm a very special. I'm smart. You dumb. I'm a smart fucking curse. I bet you don't even know what kind of curse I am. It's like you're a grasshopper, right? Your fear of like locusts and shit. And he's like, yes. Fucking what? It's like an idiot and the biggest idiot you've ever seen in combination. Like, because even though he's generally not very smart, Itadori is smarter than a bug. So it's just very, very stupid in comparison, but it's using all its tricks like having extra arms, having an extendable abdomen, that kind of thing, as it explains the science of grasshoppers.
Just punch it through multiple walls and multiple tunnels. Just mess him up. And then what you find done taking that guy out for to say a little prayer over the body of the person he was eating. This is kind of reinstilling again that like these are his ideals. Like he was always big about people not dying like before they're meant to. It just ain't right. And he's gonna have to be forced in the Shibuya Incident to become face to face with like those ideals and the feasibility thereof.
Yeah.
But good job anyway. So now Gojo's making his way down to the metro platform. That's clearly in there. Oh, and there's Joko, and there's Dagon, and there's Hanami. There's like the three boyos there. Fun saying, "We're waiting for you, man." Fun said, "Yeah, I've been waiting, looking for you too. Get a bit of shit out of you again, am I?" Fun sick hit. No fucking whinging now. If I beat you again this time, yeah, that's right. No whinging. All right, and then they let the barriers fall back, which was people huddled on the platform, and they all fall onto the tracks right in this way. It's just like, haha, you're for Jujitsu sorcerer. You're bound by a code of ethics. You're gonna
and as they see him explaining his power, Gojo's power to him at a playground, which is very fucking funny because you have a bunch of the curses just like he's blowing bubbles into the playground, and little kids are going like, oh, bubbles, but also like giant monster men are also going like, woo, bubbles. They're invisible, so it's fine. But he's explaining, is like, the thing about Gojo's powers is he's very powerful, but if there was a bunch of like squishy humans around him, they would also get squished by his powers. So just make sure he's in a place where using his powers would kill like a lot of people, and that'll really fuck him up. Just mess him up that way, which is a pretty good plan. That's their plan.
And I tried going for him, and it's just like more or less like counteracting their attempts as well. And they're being pretty ruthless. I've forgotten how merciless this fucking thing can be to like the average bystander characters, which is just fun setting people on fire. And there's like a woman kind of knelt on the ground like crying and saying, "There's a dude in an afro. It might be a costume. It might be his real hair." And saying, "Hey, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get out of the way." He's trying to be like a stand-up dude and and try and calm her down. It's a fucking fist through his chest for his troubles.
Yeah, yeah. Because as we keep kind of seeing when we're cutting to the audience, to the humans in this, like some of them have some awareness of what's going on. Like someone going like, "What the fuck is wrong with the moon?" It's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? It looks normal." And in this case, it's like, "What are those two guys down there talking about?" It's like, "You mean 5 guys, right? There's like 5 guys on the tracks right now." Some people can see it, like, and that guy did not see that fist coming through the back of him.
So you're seeing like a monster man set people on fire, and that's pretty horrifying. Or equally terrifying, you're just seeing people just burst into flames for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
or
that also
exploding
sucks.
into a shower of blood. Oh, he's fucking out from mostly counteracting their attempts, to at least bait him into fucking, using his powers and then fucking taking out a crowd. He's actually kind of demonstrating great restraint and control in doing so, and just pissing him off even more and saying, it's fucking really making me fucking angry and saying, "Oh yeah, what's that? Yeah, fun making me angry. If you thought this is enough to beat me, I'm gonna fucking kill you." And again, underscoring as well, like, oh yeah, for how much of a nice guy he is, he's kind of the wacky teacher. He's also equally as merciless and ruthless as these guys. It's just focused on it to a purpose. Yeah. So yeah, it's coming out swinging, back in again after that fucking lull on it, and I'm getting nostalgic a little bit for this thing because like it's this is like, when it feels like, there was like, so kind of sense of like, as you're kind of saying, but it's sort of like a coherence to it, and then it kind of got, second kind of rules upon rules. It felt like if you're missing Hunter x Hunter, boy, we got some Hunter x Hunter like walls of text for you here to fill that void. And it's probably as well, like, it's kind of like it's kind of recurring like rogues gallery here with the intelligent cursed spirits, fun. Now we've been running into these guys now, whereas it's kind of a climactic kind of like showdown with them and dispense with them.
It's established those guys rather well, so you know what they do and how they are, how their personalities are. They've been building on this plan for a while. Like everything is kind of culminating really nicely here. That was the kind of thing about this arc, why it works so well.
Yeah. And that'll be enough, and then this thing to spin off of this, and it just gives even fucking crazier and further on. So, yeah, it'll be kind of a fun one to go back over again. And one of the like the last of those like fucking obviously now he was like kind of like a cursed human, like a cursed human homunculus thing. He's also doing a background as well. I know he's got a fucking class fight within a doorway where it was busting each other through the doors of like public bathroom, and it feels very Terminator 2 in that respect. So I'm looking forward to see what to do with this. It's kind of up and down on how it looks in this one now. The one with Mechamaro and Giant Mechamaro, that was classic.
They were saving up for that one for sure.
Giant robots, well, I guess can you call it as a robot, because there's some mechanical stuff going on there. It's fine. There are giant robots in being done that way still. And then like it'll stick here with the grasshopper man fight. There's definitely like a long time where he's just like I guess kind of a blurrier and blurrier like fucking order as he's pounding him through a wall. It's just like it's like fun to say. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. It's getting kind of like it's fogging up, but the fucking like the effects are layering up on there. Whose phone is that?
That might be mine. Let me move it. There we go.
Yeah, no, this is the good stuff anyway.
It feels like but it's back. It's back on the heat. Yeah.
Right then, we've got episode 60 of Bungo Stray Dogs: The Land of Inhuman Demons, Part 3, or possibly if you were taking a cue from Prison Bit, Mega Fucked might be a title.
Tonight, all your favorites die.
I'm trying to remember what. So yeah, we opened with them still trapped in the lift. Of which manages to get Sigma out, but not Dazai. Yeah,
so Dazai's plan is to basically hack, I mean, like tear a panel off the wall of the lift, break it so that it's in free fall, and then open the doors and I'll kick you out, leaving me in the lift. Which doesn't really save himself, but he's betting it all on Sigma, which doesn't seem like the best idea to do, considering he's a brand new guy and he's very easy to trick. But yeah.
Then we get Atsushi looking for somebody intelligent to make a decision for him. And he is told by Aya and Bram, don't come up this tower, it's a trap.
And he can see, this is very obviously a trap. But I gotta do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, Fukuchi he's cracking open the one order. He's getting the field radio. I was know it's also comes with an accompanying like magical like headset as well. And then
it's a military radio. That's
yeah. The fucking guy to UN, fucking who made him buckle the decision for and saying, well, I'm going to get rid of all my merchandise of you. Just so you know, and said, yeah, cool. I'm good.
Pops on the earphone. What's like the first order? All vampires attack, basically.
Yeah. And Aya is like, no, she's like, no, I'm not giving up just yet. We're just going to get that sword out here. But saying, I'm trying to tell you, it's rooted deep inside me. You're never going to be able to get it out with your strength. It's not going to happen. But saying, well, I got to fucking try, all right? Jesus, the world is going to possibly end in the next 5 minutes. Okay, I just have to have a go at this.
Little girl, I have no powers. We have no other fucking options here. I'm going to tie a big, heavy desk to you, to your sword bit, and then like lob it over the side of the control tower. And maybe that'll pull it out. He's like, fuck it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Oh, God, that's very painful. But, yeah.
Not there.
Meanwhile, Atsushi and Ishikawa are having a fight, but he points out that even though he's been turned to a vampire, he's still obeying his do not kill people.
Because he put them on top of the tower, didn't fucking kill either of them. And also, he's not protecting his body with his cloak because his vampire powers, he just sucks his own blood to heal himself. It seems a bit cheap.
That's not how that works.
If it works, it works.
I got an issue with what they're writing on this page right now. It's fucking not added up. Loophole 1.
Then we get Sigma confronting Dostoevsky because he found a note in Russian saying, help me. Dostoevsky says, I don't know what's going on. I'm a second person.
Help me. It's me.
It's the bad one. The bad one's been doing all of this.
Like, this is crime or punishment. I've got a split personality. Here, take this magical knife. It's the only magical knife that can hurt me, Dostoevsky. You need to kill me, good Dostoevsky, so you can kill evil Dostoevsky. And he's like, what, really? And Dostoevsky's like, nah, not really. Stabs him with the knife.
Just a knife. See, woo.
It's just like
into your gut.
You can stab people with it. It's great. No, I don't have multiple personality or dissociative identity. You're a brand new guy, so I thought it would work on you, and it fucking did. So that's pretty funny.
Didn't see that film, did you?
Now, while you're bleeding out on the floor, do you want to read my mind and read my powers and see what the fuck I do? I'm going to give you opportunity. Here, go on. Give me a little touch. Go on. Give me a little feel up there. Go on. See what it's like. Also, Dazai's totally dead. I've won. I'm Dostoevsky. The regular one. There's no good one. I win. That's how this works now.
Yes, because Julia has gone and shot Dazai.
Dazai, can you say something that'll save you? No, not really. Shot in the head. Yeah.
Atsushi is being torn limb from limb.
We know it can grow back, but that
good.
sucks, and that looks really sore.
It's pretty bad and nasty. That desk did not do the job. It's just hanging there, and it's just it's still rooted in.
Yeah.
I guess we all tried.
The world is about to be attacked by vampires and all the world's militaries at once. So everything's going great, basically. Yeah.
The missiles are coming up. The nukes are ready to go.
And we're up to date with the comic, so we're fucked.
That's it. That's the end, man. Jesus. I guess there's not always happy endings. That's just trying to say. Thought this was going to end like some book all neatly. No.
Messy as hell.
But we'll see what they have happen because I was even saying to you the other day, it's like there's lots of people who are unaccounted for just yet, who can exist within pocket dimensions, after the ball just it's come out whenever they need to step in with just the right thing.
Yeah, it's obviously the animators had access to the plot of the comic long before the chapters came out, so there's a good chance that they've got access to October's chapter long ahead of the situation as well.
And I mean, like, as long as they're adapting his notes on the comic, it might be all right. But like, again,
it's possibly the comics are finished. I don't know what the lead time is.
That's the other thing as well. Because like I was thinking that one of the, besides the fact that we generally don't like the writing of the light novels adaptations, they're not visually interesting. So I was just like, do you have the visuals? Do you have his storyboards, his roughs, his sketches from the comic to work from? Because you'd be grand.
You get a drawing like every other page. Which will help you right now. Oh, well, I just visualize that scene. But like books kind of already did that sometimes already if you got those editions of them. But the thing is that though they were kind of like written kind of by that, and actually these are evocative of that text to a different degree.
Well, next week's episode is called Twilight Goodbye.
Ooh.
I mean, like, they might just come up with their own ending, and they go for the super bad ending.
Super bummer. Or the real monkey's probably be a light novel closer to the series. Oh, this really is a bad ending.
Otherwise, apart from it being a super bummer, unless she's going to leap off the tower next episode, it gives some extra weight to that table.
To jump on the table.
The option. Who will save her from falling? Well, probably some of the other guys who are wandering around who haven't done anything yet.
Well, the other option is, and this is this would only solve half of the problem. He does have one order, but you could kill Bram. He's stated multiple times things that will kill him: sunlight, garlic, crossing a river. I guess none of those are an option on the top of a control tower in an airport, but still, there are things that can kill him. Is what I'm saying.
There's also the possibility that another character who isn't Dazai or Rampo will go, and here's how I solve this solution.
What are the rest of the Port Mafia doing? A lot of them are vampires now. But still.
I think everybody apart from Mori is a vampire.
But then, like, what's he up to? He's not
exactly.
to sit back and do nothing.
What's everybody else
Gerald up to...
still in the room doing? Has Dostoevsky pushed things too far, and has he given Sigma a solution to solve things?
As he's bleeding out on the floor from being stabbed.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, that's just the kind of way Dazai is with people, because he can kind of be the super genius man and do it all and try and do it all himself. But he knows as well that he can't do that, because I'm good at this. I could be as good a detective and a planner as Rampo is, but I'm not a super strong like Kenji, or I can't revive people from serious injuries like Yosano can. Plus, I got trust in other people. And
the thing about Dazai is he does depend on other people, often by manipulating them, but he does depend on other people, whereas a lot of these other guys, I will be the king, ruler of vampires, all the world's militaries, and nothing will go wrong. It's not like one random girl at the airport could put a fucking kink in my plans or something like that, It's the fact that they're not relying on other people. It seems to be the thing that's hanging them. All right, yeah.
Those two lads might wake up from their nap as well.
They're all refreshed and ready to go. Yeah.
Well, it's because he fucking believes in them that they can do it, that he does rely on them. So, and they just fun. Guys just come out of nowhere, and this was just fun. Yes, they wanted this come in at just the right time and just say just the right thing. And it's just like a real gotcha fucking moment right there. And they've been really good at these now, because you've had a few. There's just this arc of fucking they're really fucked now. No, we fucking got the fun thing for this now. It's just a perfect fucking way to wriggle out of it. So this is the worst of the worst. So the way to wriggle out of it is probably gonna be something really cool.
Or they don't wriggle out of it, and then they have to fight back from
from like against the entire world, basically. Yeah.
Yes. Then we've got Noble Farm, episode 11, Agricultural High School, which get tales from agricultural high school days, staying in a dorm, the school being massive.
Like half of their school day being manual labor.
It also seems to be the school from Welcome to Demon School or Roboco.
yeah, I could see that. Because it's artist depictions may vary. It is within a giant fucking wooded area, but maybe the trees are crawling up the buildings. I don't know. That'll look pretty cool, right?
Yes, look at all these classes and modules we have.
Very, very poor job of teaching the core subjects that are in every other high school.
But the animal handling one is a huge fucking pamphlet a huge book in comparison to the pamphlet that is their main studies book, basically. Yeah.
But also, other modules overlapping frequently with.
So you see here, the cows, you need like this, the nitrates involved. But sorry, we already learned about that in the smallest class. We'll say, oh, okay. Okay, now we're going to like fucking neuter these piglets. Grab a pair of shoes and get to work.
And then having like pork for dinner or pork for lunch, and you're just crying over the sandwich. It's like, I'm sorry, sorry.
A guy comes in the middle of a class. We got to escape, pig. We got to use you all. Come on, let's find
it. Like as a story, very very funny. But I was like, oh my god, that would suck. I would hate to be in that fucking school.
But then it was an English teacher. Like, he seemed pretty all right.
Except none of them spoke a goddamn word of English, so they didn't have a fucking clue what he's saying. Yeah.
And then the final punchline is the editor saying, well, at least you must not have had any delinquents in this sort of school.
Oh, yeah, because they couldn't be riding around like stolen motorbikes and shit like that, like a delinquent stuff. It's like, yeah.
They stole dump trucks instead.
That's more collateral damage.
Tractor would be more appropriate.
I mean, you got to go extra when you're a delinquent, But yeah, probably some stolen tractors, I would think. Yeah.
Yes, and I was like, oh yes, I'm suddenly reminded of the concept of the young farmers organization. It's like, yeah, there we go. Roots. Well, there's no sorts of agricultural high schools, but I definitely could have ended up at agricultural college.
Yeah, that's almost happened to me, or I would have had to, or I would have had to go to some kind of like class of it in addition to the job I was working in a different city.
And then finally, we've got Ikimono-san, episode 11, Rain, in which Ikimono listens to the rain, listens to the noises the neighborhood animals are making, and thinks it's a really good beat. So snaps his elastic in his pants again, and then suddenly dons rapper gear and the microphone is about to bust into a rap when the animals stop making noises. The dog's gone to sleep, and it's really cool.
I was on the deck in the rain.
He does say for the first time a couple of actual words.
Yeah.
I'm not including when he's doing the onomatopoeia of a spider spinning silk and that kind of thing. What he gets as far as like yo and hey. I think that's about as far as he gets in terms of actual words. But it was the start. It
was going very like Takeshi Tower on that rainy Lenny track. It's just like,
Yeah.
Because the rain is playing a part of it as well. And then
the rain's doing the rhythm, yeah.
I like the rat coming out going full insane.
Yes.
The breath of the rat is part of the track. Or when it's one cat meowing and then it cuts to like the other cat who's indoors meowing at that cat. And I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, this one, I've said it before, it's a lot like this, but just that the more like Can I Marry Damacy in a long time.
Yeah. It has very much so that weird creative energy in the best way.
And it has loops as well, which is very much in the style of the game, but it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, like I think when we saw that before when they were doing the loop with the circle of life with the kite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best show of the year.
It's solid, man. Yep.
You gotta watch it.
It's profound.
You got to watch it while you can as well. That's the tough part.
Well, the thing is, you get trying to recommend to people because fun saying, watch this. However, it's vanished off of the official channel because we're on a temporary basis. But instead, this means it's going to put them up properly at the end of the year when it's all done or something. And then,
Yeah, they've occasionally reposted them as well. They've reposted the entire stuff. That's weird. That's it. Next week, Zom 100 is back for its 8th and currently final episode.
But we get the foreigner at last. The
Hooray!
foreigner is in this one.
Will it be rejuvenized by boobs? Probably not.
Yes.
But,
It can't hurt, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's back next week. I guess we could also watch Phoenix Eden 17 episode 1 as well if you want.
Oh yeah, I forgot that came out. Yeah.
So that appeared on Disney Plus around the world and Hulu if you're an American. Either yesterday or today. Otherwise, that's it. We'll be back next week with more of the same. Goodbye.
Later.
And stop.